Chainsaw Man Chapter 100 is titled How to Walk Shoeless because the characters in this chapter walk without their shoes. The chapter starts with Mitaka Yoshida and the new girl, Yuko, walking around the school, looking for a devil to kill. According to Yoshida, they attend the biggest high school in Tokyo, and it is not out of the ordinary to find a devil in an empty classroom. The three of them then talk about Chainsaw Man. Mitaka pretends to like him and Yoshida pretends to not know him. Mitaka then runs into some of her classmates. They still hold Mitaka killing Bucky against her and belittles her for trying to find a boyfriend. Someone must have heard the War Devil's conversation with Yoshida in the previous chapter. Mitaka tries to leave school early and heads to her locker, but her shoes are covered in raw meat. Mitaka is being harassed by her classmates. In Japanese schools, students have two different pairs of shoes, the outdoor shoes and the indoor shoes. On their way to the school, the students wear their outdoor shoes, but on campus, they switch to their indoor shoes to not get the floor dirty. A common trope in Japanese fiction is for bullies to vandalize their victims' shoes. From what we've seen, Mitaka's classmates don't seem to care that much about their teacher and class president dying. Mr. Tanaka and the class president were just violently killed less than 24 hours ago, but Mitaka's classmates are more concerned about a headless chicken. This is a further elaboration on the apathetic nature of the people of Chainsaw Man. Human death happens so often that society itself becomes numb to it, even if it was someone they personally know. This is why there is a devil hunting club in a high school, and why students are encouraged to become devil hunters despite the fatality rate. In the world of Chainsaw Man, suffering a brutal death is not surprising, it's almost expected. Anyways, Yuko gives Mitaka one of her shoes. Mitaka tries to refuse, but Yuko runs away, leaving Mitaka with one shoe. This makes Mitaka chase her to return that shoe. Fujimoto has a history of writing friendships that start with a game of tag. In Fujimoto's last serialized manga, Fire Punch, the main character, Agni, chased Togata around for the severed head of a girl that looks like his sister, beginning their complicated relationship. Go read Fire Punch. Mitaka and Yuko run all the way back to Yuko's house, with both girls wearing a single shoe. Yuko's house looks very old and rundown. Devil hunters doing the job to support their family is a recurring theme in the story of Chainsaw Man. So if Yuko is Kusakabe's sister, it could explain why she is living in poverty after her brother died. We don't see her family this chapter, so we don't have any confirmation on if she's really related to Kusakabe. I suspect we will never actually get any confirmation, much like how Arai and the Violence Devil from part 1 was never addressed. Yuko then gives Mitaka her other shoes so that she can walk home safely, marking the beginning of their beautiful friendship. Yuko is probably the first friend Mikata's ever had. This chapter marks the 100th chapter of Chainsaw Man. It's been almost 4 years already since the publication of Chainsaw Man. The first chapter was released in December of 2018. Chapter 100 of Chainsaw Man was actually a pretty uneventful chapter. There weren't any fancy cover pages or big plot points to commemorate this special occasion. Fujimoto isn't someone that goes out of his way to celebrate chapter milestones, which isn't a bad thing at all. In a series like One Piece, fans anticipate big developments to happen on certain numbered chapters, but in Chainsaw Man, everything comes as a surprise.